Most men think making a woman like them is about luck. Wrong. It's not luck. It's psychology. You don't need to be the richest guy in the room, the tallest, or even the best looking. Attraction doesn't start with looks. It starts with emotions. Here's the truth. Women don't fall for men who beg for attention. They fall for men who trigger feelings they can't control. And the crazy part, even if she isn't interested at first, you can flip that script instantly because attraction isn't logical. It's emotional, it's primal, it's subconscious. If you know how to tap into that psychology, you don't chase her. She starts chasing you. She begins thinking about you when you're not around. She starts comparing you to every other guy, and none of them measure up. That's not magic, it's science. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Step by step, the moves that make any woman feel drawn to you without even knowing why. By the end, you'll understand how to create instant connection, instant pull, and instant command the frame in the first 7 seconds desire. 1. Command the frame in the first 7 seconds. If she isn't interested yet, it's not because you said the wrong words. It's because she hasn't felt the right energy. Attraction starts before language, your posture. Pacing, eye contact, and calmness tell her nervous system whether you're a man she can relax around or a man she needs to ignore. Here's the rule. Energy first, word second. Walk in slow, shoulders loose, chin level, feet planted. Breathe from your stomach, not your chest. Hold eye contact for a beat longer than normal. Then glance away slowly as if nothing needs chasing. That micro delay communicates abundance more loudly than any line. Speak like you have time. Most men rush, stack questions, and try to feel silence. You won't. Use measured pauses. They create gravity. When you talk, keep your tone warm and grounded. Like you're narrating a documentary, not auditioning for attention. Smile with your eyes, not just your mouth. A calm, half smile says, "I'm comfortable in my skin." Her body feels that before her brain can judge your looks, height, or bank balance. Own a small bubble of space and invite her into it. Don't invade hers. Turn your torso slightly, not square on. Relax one shoulder and angle your feet so you're not trapping her. This signals safety and control at the same time. Safety opens the door. Control keeps it interesting. If she tests you, late replies, dry answers, treat it like wind passing by a mountain. Non-reactivity is irresistible because it proves your mood doesn't depend on hers. Flip the script with light qualification. Instead of trying to win her, let her win you. I like your vibe. Curious though, what do you do for fun that isn't on Instagram? Now she's investing. When she answers, reward with presence, not praise. Dumping. Hold eye contact, nod once, briefly touch your chin, then follow with a concise, playful take. That rhythm, her invest, your composed response builds tension without pressure. Use a pattern interrupt to stand out. A 3-second genuine observation. You're unusually calm for this place. It's specific, not generic. It makes her feel seen, not scanned. Close the loop with time boundaries to keep the frame. I've got 2 minutes before I bounce. Tell me your most impulsive trip. Scarcity creates value. Boundaries create respect. Do this and you don't convince her. You shift her state. In 7 seconds, she feels safer, more curious, and slightly challenged. All the ingredients for instant pull. Trigger her curiosity with mystery too. Trigger her curiosity with mystery. Here's the mistake most men make. They dump their whole life story on a woman within 5 minutes. They tell her where they work, what car they drive, their entire routine, and then wonder why she looks bored. Attraction doesn't grow from information, it grows from curiosity. If she already knows everything about you, there's nothing left for her to chase. Mystery is oxygen for desire. The less she can figure you out instantly, the more her mind replays you later. The trick is controlled disclosure. You give her glimpses, not the whole movie. If she asks what you do, don't launch into a 10-minute breakdown of your job. Keep it short, then pivot with something intriguing. I work in a space where I get to solve problems, but that's boring. Tell me what actually gets you excited outside of work. That tiny pause, that refusal to overshare, makes her wonder. Now she's investing energy into decoding you. And investment is attraction. Use teasers, not trailers. Instead of bragging about your achievements, slip in hints. Last month was chaos. I ended up on a random trip that wasn't even planned. Say it casually. No details. She'll naturally ask, "Where did you go?" That's the hook. You give a piece, then flip the spotlight back to her. The push-pull of curiosity keeps her mind looping around you. Control your emotional expression too. Most men spill every reaction across their face. If you can hold a calm, unreadable expression in moments when others would overreact, she starts asking herself, "What is he thinking? Why isn't he fazed?" That question alone is attraction at work. Her brain craves answers and the search pulls her deeper. Add playful unpredictability. When she expects a generic compliment, twist it. If she says something dramatic, instead of nodding like every other guy, smirk and say, "You sound like trouble." Light teasing, but mysterious enough to spark intrigue. The goal isn't to confuse her. It's to make her feel she hasn't fully figured you out. Remember, certainty kills excitement. Curiosity fuels it. When she walks away, still asking herself questions about you, she's not done. She'll replay the conversation, check your socials, and find excuses to cross your path again. That's not accident. That's mystery working for you. If point 1 made her notice your presence, point 2 makes her obsessed with what she doesn't yet know about you. And obsession always grows in the shadows of curiosity. Spark emotion, not logic. 3. Spark emotion, not logic. Here's the hard truth. Women don't fall for logic. They fall for feelings. Most men think if they line up their resume, good job, stable income, nice car, she'll automatically like them. Wrong. That might earn you respect, but respect isn't attraction. Attraction is when her heart rate jumps for no reason, when she feels butterflies, when she can't explain why she keeps thinking about you. And that has nothing to do with logic. It's about how you make her feel in the moment. So, how do you spark those emotions instantly? First, use playful tension. Don't answer every question directly. If she asks, "Are you always like this?" smile and say, "Like what?" Charming or unpredictable. That playful ambiguity makes her laugh and wonder at the same time. Humor isn't about telling jokes. It's about creating moments. Teasing her lightly, exaggerating a reaction, or pretending to misunderstand something keeps her emotionally engaged. Second, use storytelling. Facts are forgettable, but stories stick. When you tell a short story with emotion, whether it's an adventure gone wrong or a funny mistake, it paints images in her mind. And here's the key. Emotions are contagious. If you laugh while telling it, she laughs. If you describe the thrill, she feels it. She doesn't just hear your words, she rides the emotion with you. That shared emotional state is where connection forms. Third, create contrast. Don't keep the conversation on one boring level. Shift gears. Be serious for a moment, then playful the next. Ask her a deep question, then crack a smile with something witty. That roller coaster of emotions keeps her hooked because she can't predict what's next. Predictability kills desire. Contrast feeds it. Finally, practice emotional calibration. Read her vibe and adjust your delivery. If she's shy, slow down and soften your tone. If she's energetic, match her spark with playful banter. Showing you can flow with her emotions proves you're socially aware, and awareness is magnetic. Remember this. Logic appeals to the brain, but emotion controls the body. She won't replay your impressive facts in her head at night. She'll replay how you made her feel. Excited, nervous, challenged, alive. If she feels those spikes of emotion around you, even for a short time, her brain wires you to the feeling. And that's when she starts craving more. Attraction doesn't come from convincing her you're a good choice. It comes from making her feel something she can't get from anyone else. That's how emotion beats logic every time. 4. Create the pull with scarcity, pull with scarcity. Here's something most men never understand. If you're too available, you kill attraction before it has a chance to grow. Women don't value what comes too easy. They value what feels rare, what feels earned, what feels like it could slip away if they don't hold on to it. That's why scarcity is one of the most powerful psychological triggers in female attraction. And no, scarcity doesn't mean playing childish games or disappearing for weeks. It means you manage your presence in a way that keeps her craving more instead of getting fooled too quickly. Think about it. When you flood her phone with messages, when you say yes to every plan, when you're always the one initiating, she feels no urgency. There's no tension. She knows she has you in her pocket. But when you balance interest with space, everything Changes. Reply when it makes sense, not the second her message pops up. Let her wonder for a moment. Cut conversations off at a high point instead of dragging them until they fizzle. End with, "I'll tell you the rest another time." That one line makes her anticipate the next meeting. Scarcity also comes from having a life outside of her. When she sees you're busy chasing goals, leveling up, spending time with people who respect you, she realizes she isn't your whole world. She has to earn her place in it. That's when she starts adjusting her schedule to yours, checking her phone to see when you'll reply, even feeling a little jealous when she knows you're out doing your own thing. That pull isn't created by begging for her time. It's created by showing that your time is already valuable. But here's the secret. Scarcity works best when paired with warmth. If you're only distant, she thinks you don't care. If you're only warm, she takes you for granted. The balance is what drives her wild. Be fully present when you're with her. Eye contact, attention, calm energy. Then step back into your life with no apology. That contrast makes every interaction feel special, not routine. Remember this. Abundance creates respect. Scarcity creates desire. When she feels she can't predict when or how she'll get more of you, her mind locks onto you. That's when she starts replaying the last moment, checking her phone twice and wondering when she'll see you again. And that wondering, that tension is the seed of obsession. 5. Use challenge to flip her instincts. Use challenge to flip her instincts. Most men think the way to make a woman like them is by being endlessly agreeable, nodding at everything she says, laughing at every joke, and never disagreeing. That doesn't create attraction. It creates boredom. Why? Because women are wired to respond to challenge, not compliance. When everything comes too easy, there's no spark, no tension, no reason for her to invest. But when you present yourself as a man who won't just hand over validation, she feels the instinct to earn it. And that flips the script from you chasing her to her chasing you. Challenge doesn't mean being rude or dismissive. It means holding your ground. If she tests you with sarcasm, don't defend yourself nervously. Smirk, lean back, and throw something light back at her. If she says, "You think you're smooth, don't you?" Instead of over-explaining, say, "I don't think, I know." Delivered calm, not cocky. That little edge forces her to recalibrate. Now she's the one reacting to you. Women instinctively respect men who won't fold under pressure. That's why she throws little tests, late replies, teasing, or pretending she doesn't care. She doesn't do it to reject you. She does it to see if you're strong enough to stay centered. Every time you pass by, staying calm, playful, and unbothered, her respect grows. Respect is the soil attraction grows in. Challenge also means qualifying her instead of only trying to impress. Ask questions that make her invest. What do you bring to the table besides looking good? Or, okay, but what's one thing that actually makes you different? Say it with a grin, not interrogation. Now she's selling herself to you. That's powerful psychology because people value what they work for. The magic of challenge is that it creates a game her instincts can't resist. She feels like she has to prove herself. And once she invests emotionally, she can't detach as easily. Every playful pushback, every moment you don't fold makes her think, why does he feel different? Why do I want his approval so badly? That's how attraction turns sticky. Remember this, attraction doesn't grow in comfort zones. It grows in the push and pull of tension. Too easy, she loses interest. Too hard, she gives up. But just the right balance of warmth and challenge makes her lean in closer, eager to crack the code of who you really are. And when she's hooked on solving you, that's when she starts falling without realizing it. Build emotional imprints. She can't forget 6. Build emotional imprints. She can't forget attraction alone isn't enough. Plenty of guys can spark a moment of chemistry, but it fades as soon as they leave the room. The real power is in creating emotional imprints, experiences and feelings that stick in her memory long after the interaction is over. When you leave behind an emotional echo, she can't stop replaying it. That replay is what pulls her back, even if she tried to act uninterested at first. How do you create these imprints? First, through unique moments. Don't stick to the same small talk every other man uses. Instead of, "What's your favorite food?" say, "If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?" And don't say pizza. Light-hearted but memorable. She'll associate you with conversations that feel different, conversations that make her smile later when she's lying in bed. Second, use playful emotions, teasing her in a fun way, making her laugh when she didn't expect it, or giving her a mock challenge plants feelings that aren't ordinary. For example, if she tells you she's competitive, grin and say, "Good. I'd still beat you at any game." Now, even if you're not around, she's imagining that scenario and feeling the same spark all over again. Third, connect on unexpected depth. Most men stay at the surface because they fear being vulnerable. But when you mix light teasing with the occasional deep question, what actually makes you happiest when no one's watching? You create contrast. That contrast imprints because it shows layers. You're not just playful. You're also capable of real connection. And that duality is rare. Fourth, use anchors. If she laughs hard at something, you say, lightly touch your chin or lean back a certain way. Next time you repeat that gesture, even in silence, her brain links it to the laughter she felt earlier. That's psychology at work, anchoring her emotions to your presence. Here's the secret. People don't crave conversations, they crave feelings. If you can give her experiences that make her feel alive, safe, challenged, and seen, all within a short time, you've imprinted yourself into her nervous system. That's when she checks her phone hoping you'll appear. That's when she compares every other man to you, and they all feel flat. Remember this, words fade, but emotions echo. If you master the art of leaving emotional fingerprints on her, you won't just spark attraction, you'll lock yourself into her memory. And once you live in her mind, it's only a matter of time before she chases more. 7. Align with her instincts through mirroring with her instincts through mirroring. One of the most powerful yet subtle tools in attraction is mirroring. Human psychology is simple. We feel closest to people who reflect pieces of ourselves back to us. When a woman senses her energy, her rhythm, even her gestures subtly echoed in you, her brain registers comfort and connection without her even realizing why. And when comfort blends with mystery and tension, it becomes desire. Here's the trick. Mirroring is not about copying. If she crosses her arms and you instantly cross yours like a robot, it looks weird and forced. Real mirroring is subconscious alignment. Match her energy level, tone, and body language in a way that feels natural. If she's speaking softly, you lower your voice a notch. If she's playful and animated, you loosen up and match her vibe. That subconscious synchronization tells her nervous system, this man gets me. And women chase men who feel like home, but carry the thrill of the unknown. Notice her pace of speech. If she talks quickly when excited, let your tone pick up slightly so she feels the shared energy. If she slows down while telling something vulnerable, drop your tempo too. This shows empathy without words. Empathy, when combined with masculine composure, is addictive. It makes her feel safe yet drawn in at the same time. Even micro movements matter. If she leans in, lean slightly closer, not instantly, but a few seconds later so it feels organic. If she takes a sip of her drink, casually lift yours after. These little patterns bypass logic and create a rhythm of we. Her brain interprets this harmony as intimacy. And intimacy, even at the subconscious level, accelerates attraction. You can also mirror emotional states. If she's joking and playful, you tease back. If she shares something deep, you respond with calm presence instead of deflecting. That emotional mirroring tells her she can explore different layers of herself around you without judgment. The more layers she reveals, the more invested she becomes. Here's the secret. Women don't obsess over men who simply stand out. They obsess over men who make them feel understood while keeping them intrigued. Mirroring is the bridge. It makes her feel seen, connected, and safe, while your mystery and confidence keep her chasing. Remember this. Alignment creates bonding, and bonding creates craving. When her words, emotions, and movements sync unconsciously with yours, her body starts doing the work for you. She won't even know why, but she'll keep coming back because with you, everything just feels right. Now you see the full outro picture. Making a woman like you instantly, even if she wasn't interested at first, has nothing to do with chasing, begging, or proving yourself. It's about psychology. It's about how you carry yourself, how you create tension, how you spark curiosity, how you leave emotional fingerprints she can't shake. Her instincts don't respond to logic. They respond to energy, presence, and the subtle signals you send without even trying. Most men kill attraction because they smother it. They over-explain, they overgive, they overstay. But the man who knows how to hold his frame, create mystery, spark emotions, and balance warmth with scarcity, that's the man she can't get out of her head. That's the man she checks her phone for. That's the man she starts comparing every other guy to and finding them all lacking. Attraction isn't about forcing her to like you, it's about becoming the man who naturally pulls her in. And when you master these principles, you'll never have to wonder again if she's interested. You'll know because you'll see her invest, chase, and obsess. And the best part, you won't even be